Hi, this is Veda from Wanderlust, and we are actually here to talk about your travel experiences and how often do you travel and what are your resources that you actually use for the travel to plan your itinerary. So we have few people with us, and let's just know about their experiences and their modes of resources for our travel. So starting with you, like how often do you travel and like what are your go-to resources to plan your trip or itineraries?
So I love to travel. I think in terms of frequency, I would take like big trips like 3 to 4 times a year. Obviously depending on my schedule, and then I like to travel to small places on weekends like short trips. And in terms of planning, I mostly use like Google Maps with the see the ratings and
Yeah.
images and reviews, right? That, and then social media like Instagram tags and all, and then like websites like TripAdvisor, and if I want to book a long trip, I would go to like travel agency, go through their packages, and then try to build up my itinerary on that, and then obviously friends and stuff.
Yeah, totally agree. And how often do you travel and what are your go-to resources?
So I think I also try to travel about like 3 to 4 times a year. Um my primary source of motivation or like resources to gather information is watching vlogs and also reading blogs in about the place I'm trying to visit, shortlisting couple of places based on the information provided in multiple blogs, and then basically recommendations from my friends who have visited those kind of places as such. So that is my primary mode of gathering that kind of information. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And what about you? Like, how often do you travel and what are your go-to resources?
So my case is a bit different. Like my family loves to travel overall. So my dad eventually plans the trip. Dad and I especially. So if my dad is planning the trip, he will go the olden way. Like he will refer to a travel agent. And the travel agent gives him a list of all the places to visit. And I don't know, like he never like has his references from where did he picked up and all, and we blindly just like go on that thing. So, but we travel like 2 to 3 times a year on a family vacation internationally and like in India or anywhere. Like now I'm here, my family comes here to travel, and like over here my father is like finding places to like visit the states, like which cities is like famous to go to like other countries and stuff. But yeah, I always tell him to like refer to vlogs or Instagram, but he's like no, I have this travel agent of mine who I'm blindly like trust on, and like whatever he does he's the best kind of thing. So it's my situation.
Yeah, that's great. So one common thing that we have noticed from all of your answers is something that you actually go to websites or TripAdvisor or like travel agents, like they have standardized trips and packages and itineraries for you, but which are not tailored, like which you actually want to. Like for suppose you have happened to see this a beautiful place in your Instagram or like in your feed. So, but you don't know what is it, and like you don't get personalized recommendations. Like you actually don't know some hidden gems in the cities, and also like you get standardized recommendations and packages. So like let me introduce our chatbot Wanderlust, and here it is a travel chatbot and assistant just for you like travel enthusiasts, and we have personalized recommendations depending on the user preferences, and we also have the image processing capabilities. Like once if you upload the picture that you like or that you have seen in your feed or Instagram, so we'll get the theme based restaurants or theme based locations or attractions that we have near your area. And also we also have a separate web interface for that, and you are actually can see recommended places depending on your travel chat history that our chatbot captures, and you'll get personalized tailored recommendations. So, and it is interactive 24/7 availability. You can chat with it, and I know it is time consuming for a lot of you to actually read and plan the trips, and this is our idea of the chatbot. Like how are you finding this idea of travel chatbot? Let's start.
So I think the fact that the like is it would be a one-stop shop, so I would get a lot of different resources bundled into one, and I like to customize my itinerary depending on the preferences of the people I'm traveling with. So like I like to do activities more than sightseeing. So I think it would be very helpful in that terms. Like I can tell your chatbot like exactly what I want from my trip and then get that. And also the fact that I think you guys integrate images and different sources of data which are not textual. So I think it would be interesting in terms of the recommendations it would be provide me, and maybe it would be better because I would just have access to textual information through Google search or any other search engine. So it definitely sounds very interesting and
Thank
useful.
you. What about you? How do you
Yeah, I
find
think Wanderlust tries to solve a very unique problem in the sense that it consolidates a lot of information for someone who's trying to look for, like, let's say I'm visiting Los Angeles for the first time, so want to look into different kind of options, what is available around me. So Wanderlust will help me have a consolidated itinerary without me having to reach multiple sources at the same time. Yeah, but apart from that, I really like the idea of the image processing. For example, let's say I saw my friend who visited like Los Angeles a couple of months ago, and I want to visit the same place. So I could just screenshot the image and put it on the chatbot, and it will provide me similar theme restaurants or more information about that particular place, which I can potentially add on to my itinerary as well. So I think, yeah, that way it's very great, saves a lot of time as well at the same time.
That's great. Thank you. What about you? How often do you?
Well, I think Wanderlust will be a very good software to like just tailor your needs accordingly when you're planning for a trip. So basically, I will tell you one incident where in I planned like a 7 day trip to London, and the trip agent basically he gave us a trip where everything the sightseeing was like on the bus. So you just have to like be in the bus there and just look left and right to the sightseeing, and it was just so frustrating. Our 7 day trip was just waste. So basically, me especially, I like to like walk to those to the nearby places where I am staying currently. So I would so this software of yours has this wonderful feature where you could know the distances from where you are currently located in, and that would be like a lottery for me where because you because over here also like we get to know Indian restaurants like after like 2 to 3 months when you get suggested by a friend that there's this Indian restaurant over here. The only place I know here is Manas, but there are actually like 2 to 3 good Indian restaurants around us, like in walking distances, which I didn't knew. I think with this Wanderlust, we could just like get to know the places around us better, and also it is a very sustainable way of just having it all at one place.
That's great. That's good to know. So, like, if happen to our chatbot have this subscription, so are you willing to pay for it?
Yeah, definitely. But I would prefer like a model where I can pay for per use, like because I might not travel very regularly. So if I'm planning a trip, then I would definitely be inclined to see the recommendations Wanderlust would provide me.
That's great.
Yeah, I think if I'm looking at a subscription model, I would be willing to pay somewhere in the range of 499 to 699, provided that I get it tracks my location. For example, let's say I'm traveling maybe on a business trip or like on a leisure trip. It can provide me notifications. Okay, based on my location, like my phone's location, it can provide me like suggestions of where to visit based on my history as well. So yeah.
For me, I think I would like to like first try the software to feel like this 1 day free trial, and after that, probably like if I like get engaged in the software, I would like willing to pay like by $5 or something like that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you so much for your time and suggestions, and we'll try to incorporate into our chatbot. And thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.